Hello, I'm Dave Beck, and I'm a member of the Simple Measures Board. I'm also a cellist and arts and music lover in our area, and public radio producer at KUOW. And I'm going to introduce you, first of all, to the people who are with me this afternoon, or actually I think I'll have them introduce themselves briefly.
I'm Rajan Krishnaswamy. I'm the founder and artistic director of Simple Measures.
I'm Julie Tobiasen, and I am also a founder and co-artistic director of Seattle Dance Project.
And my name is Timothy Lynch, and I'm also the co-founder and artistic director of Seattle Dance Project.
What's exciting, Julie, about collaborating with live musicians, especially in a chamber music setting? That's even more rare.
Having the music right there with you, but also doing the collaboration. It's really both organizations coming together to create the work.
Original choreography, which is always really exciting. Nobody's ever seen this before. And I know one thing that was really exciting for me was going into the dance studio and actually seeing the choreographers sort of creating from scratch these movements and stuff. I know you guys are all used to that, but for me it was like, wow, this is really happening, you know. That's really exciting.
What's captured Rajan's imagination here? I'm interested in the style and feel and what you do as dancers and choreographers. That's kind of your signature, and I'm interested in more in what he saw and got excited about.
Okay, we have two choreographers that we're working with. Betsy Cooper, who is the University of Washington chair of the dance department at the University of Washington, and also James Canfield, who is the artistic director of Nevada Ballet Theater. But I think the whole creative process of working with the choreographer, again, like Rajan was saying, from scratch, you don't know what his ideas or her ideas are, and then seeing it come to fruition.
Being in the studio, like Rajan was talking about, and Tim, and seeing that you just have this music that inspires you, and then all of a sudden there's a body and a person giving that body movement to do, and it goes with the music, and then that artist takes it, you know, the dancer or the musician, you know, takes it, and even though you're staying within a structure of choreography, you have the freedom to express it the way you would want to express it, meaning the artist. And I just think that's the inspirational part, and that's the compelling part. And I think when you have live music right next to you, it happens right there in front of you on stage every night, because that can be slightly different. I mean, I've certainly done performances in my career where that music was fast and that music was slow, you know, but all of that was great for inspiration.
So when we screw up, you guys, it's
Most
your
of the
job
time.
To fix it.
to fix it,
You have
make
to
it all work
deal.
together. Right.
What is your role, Rajan, as artistic director, as music director, in responding to this choreography you see emerging and being created?
Well, I think the exciting thing about it is the play off of each other, you know, because they'll feel the energy we're creating, we'll feel the energy they're creating, and then you feed off an energy in the audience too, you know, when it's a live audience there, and so there's just going to be all this great energy going on, and that's what's really exciting about the live aspect, especially having us on the same level, because it's a similar thing when they're in the pit, except you don't really get the immediacy of it.
Yeah, like to hear your breath,
breathing,
or even see your movements. I mean, you're kind of, they're almost like you're dancing with us, in some way.
And maybe you will be. We don't know yet.
That's possible. Oh boy. You want to play my cello?
Well, but that actually brings up a great point, as how much do you feel yourself doing things differently as a musician when you work with dancers? I mean, just in the level of engagement, the way you move in your seat. I mean, does it affect it to that level?
Well, the last time we did this, actually, you end up being really pretty busy making the music, and so, you know, some aspects of Julie actually danced with us a couple of seasons ago when we did a piece with dance last time, and honestly there are some parts of that dance that I still haven't seen because I just couldn't look up because I was kind of busy. So really there's not a huge amount of difference for me in terms of how I'm creating the music, because it takes a lot of concentration just to not screw up the tempo or whatever. So it's not quite so much of that. You know, one thing I wanted to mention is this is, of course, a collaboration, but there's also a Simple Measures aspect, so there will be some just straight classical music before we do this sort of Beatles, Rolling Stone rock stuff. And another thing, this is another subject, but I just want to mention that the two choreographers, their work is very, very different. And I think people find that very obvious right from the beginning. And so I'm playing off of that. What I'm going to show, hopefully in the concert, is how the Beatles and the Rolling Stones music didn't come from a vacuum. We're going to play a Beethoven string quartet and compare it to some of the Beatles music, and you're going to find that they're not that different. Surprisingly similar, the Beatles to the... And then the Rolling Stones music, it's, as I said, is some of their early stuff, and they actually have a harpsichord playing in there. So we're going to do some Renaissance music from the 16th century, and it's going to have a string quartet and a guitar and some percussion in it, which is the same ensemble we're using for the rock music, string quartet, trap set or drums, and electric guitar. This is going to be acoustic guitar and sort of a Renaissance drum.
Wow.
And so you'll see that there's not that much difference from 3 centuries before to what was done in the 60s.
So are these arrangements of Beatles and Rolling Stones, or is it a mix of some recorded music and live music, or how does that all work?
It's going to be all live, and they are arrangements. We've had them made specially for this show. So. That's another exciting aspect. Is the particular style of these tunes will never have been heard before either. It's brand new.
So I want to thank my guests, Rajan Krishnaswamy, who's the artistic director of Simple Measures, and we have the co-artistic directors of the Seattle Dance Project. This is Julie Tobias and Timothy Lynch. This has been a great conversation. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
You can tell they're excited about these upcoming performances and collaborations. I am too, and I hope you'll join us. Again, there's 2 venues, the Spectrum Dance Theater and Fremont Abbey. The performances at Spectrum are on Friday, November 6th through Sunday, November 8th. The Friday night time is 7:30. It's a 4 p.m. matinee on Saturday the 7th. And on Sunday, November 8th, performance time is 7 p.m. There are 3 performances as well at the Fremont Abbey, Friday, November 13th at 7:30, Saturday, November 14th at 7:30, and Sunday the 15th, same time, Fremont Abbey. Hope to see you there. Simplemeasures.org for tickets and all sorts of information. And thanks again to my guests.
Thank you.